All right, it says we're live, and welcome everybody. And Mike, a regular panelist, and tonight we've got Aquaballs, George. And for those of you that don't know him, make sure that you subscribe and you can get to know him. Quite the fish breeder and snake breeder and a little bit of everything. So the name Aquaballs refers to fish and snakes. So, but he is going to show us his balls later. He promised he would. All I have to do is ask, he said. But Pam's having Wi-Fi troubles with storms and winds and stuff, and I haven't heard from Susie. So we'll go ahead and get started. And I want to say hi real quick to people in the chat. There's Huawei, moderator extraordinaire. There's Dragon Lair. He's making me some chicken curry or curry chicken. There's Marie, Jenny Lynn. A lot of talking. Maybe everybody. Is that everybody? I think so. Oh, there's the fish room. Howdy. Good morning.
Hey, BJ. Yeah, I'm headed to Dragon Lairs. I love curry chicken.
I know, right? That sounds good. So George he's been on before several times, sometimes with fish and sometimes with snakes, sometimes both. But we asked him to talk tonight mostly about ball pythons and just their general care and why they make good pets. And we talked a little bit before the stream about the difference between corn snakes and ball pythons. So if he wants to, we can continue that a little bit. But he's got some beautiful snakes to show us too. So, and watch out for him to get tagged because he hasn't fed and they're hungry. Add a little excitement to it. All right, George, what's going on, man?
Pretty good, man. Just hanging in here, taking care of family business.
Yeah.
I want to just say, if somebody talks in the chat, I do not see their chat at all. So Bob or Mike will answer, ask their question if they are addressing to me. So that's pretty much it. Well, the snakes are perfect. They're doing good. They're growing up. Some of them I sold. Some of them I still have. Some people still asking for some. They are expensive. That's why they don't sell very quick. And I do have different morphs. And I only have ball pythons. Like me and you, we were discussing earlier off channel about having. They do make a great first time pets, first time owners like they like lizards and reptiles. So yes, and I told you corn snakes are great also, but they are little more active than the ball pythons. So the ball pythons are just more chill. The larger they get, they're more chill. The smaller ones are more active. That's natural. When you're young, you got more energy. You're running around, and when you get older, you just sit on a chair and relax and drink up a coffee. Same thing. Husbandry wise, they have been always recommending, the way I keep mine is in the rack system, which it has its heat tape on the back of the cage. The front of the cage, it has a water bowl, and I do cut paper and put it there, and I change it weekly, and water is there all the time. You always have to have water. And feeding, you can do once a week, a nice medium, nice fatty size, where their body's fattest part of their body, that same size of like little smaller rat. Or you can do two smaller than that every other week, or any. Some people, I feed mine sometimes every other week. I don't feed them every week, so they don't grow really quick and take over. So husbandry, I take my things out. I put the ball python somewhere else, and take the paper, dump it, get their water bowl, sanitize it, refill it with auto DI. I don't use city water because there is chlorine and chloramine in there, and if it's not safe for our fish, I don't think it's safe for our reptiles. So I don't use that. I don't drink this faucet water either. use the RODI machine, which is 6 stage, takes off a bunch of stuff and replenish it with the calcium, magnesium, and also other minerals. So it tastes good also. And I haven't been breeding them, to tell you the truth. The past few years, I stopped breeding them. Uh, and I have another gentleman friend that has more patience than me. I've been dealing with the kids here. He's helping me with some of them, keeping them, feeding them. Sometimes, whenever I had babies that they're stubborn eaters, I give it to him, and he takes care of them and he feeds them for me. But he comes every other week and he gets rats from me. I breed the rats in here, and there's a lot of things you need to learn about rats if you want to breed. So it doesn't, you can't learn it overnight. It takes years sometimes. Like in the summer, if it gets too hot, they die. Uh, After so many months later, the rats leaking on their water nozzles, they go bad. You got to keep an eye. All of a sudden, you start losing rats. Something wrong. You got to always check those are working. So many things can go wrong. And I've learned all of it happened to me. Um,
I remember when that happened. Yeah.
and the snakes, their temperature in the cage, we want it to be somewhere like 85, 80, 82, 85 in the back, a little hotter. I keep mine in the back like 88, close to almost not too hot. Not, you don't want to burn your hand when you put it. And so they go up, forward and back. So they need the heat to digest their food. Every week we're feeding them. And if you don't have that ambient heat, the snake can die from not being able to digest their food, or they just regurgitate the food out. So if you do everything great, and your snakes are healthy, uh, you breed them if you want to breed them, or just keep them as a pet. So it's up to you. I have few snakes that I tried to breed, they didn't breed. I have few that I tried to breed, they bred right away and they're beautiful. Their babies were beautiful. Few that I bred, their babies were not beautiful. I stopped breeding them. I gave it away. Stuff like that can happen, and you gotta get them from the right people. If you are buying them for breeding projects, make sure you get it from the right person and know that person, and always keep in contact. It's not like you tomorrow he wants to get out of the hobby and he's told you everything he had and that's it. That's not where you want to really buy it from. uh, and and it's, don't get into it too hot unless you willing to become like those big guys on YouTube, have thousands of snakes. That's a lot of work. I have 30 of them, 30 something right now. And I
Wow.
started giving them out, and it's okay, manageable. It's 30 for me, it's manageable. And I got the fish room. Remember, I got to work here. So I kind of decided to empty the middle of the fish room, as you've seen. And that way I can be easy for me. Water changes, I know where to do when. Discus every day, and apistogrammas once a week. The other side, the whole thing once a week. The angles, this tank gets almost twice a week. Small water changes behind me. There's a lot of fish in there. One of the Bosman eyes was something was going wrong with it. I saw one of the fish keepers out there. He mentioned the same thing. I think it's a temperature change. And when you see something wrong like that, right away I dosed it with ICX, the ICX. That's what it's called, ICX, right? The one that Corey
Yeah.
uses.
Yeah.
And so I dosed it with that right away. And 2, 3 days right away, I see the fish is getting better. And I dosed the whole tank because you don't know what it is. I
Wow.
didn't know what it was. And I said, no, I'm not going to take the fish out. I'm going to dose the whole thing. It doesn't, ICX is not that strong of a thing. It doesn't make your silicone that blue. It's okay. I mean, I'm not worried about my tanks. I'm not gonna worry, go to competition with them. So, but the snake. You guys wanted to see some of them?
Well, we got a question just now. Jenny Lynn says, George, are you breeding this year? Any favorite pairings you're excited about?
Well, a lot of people been asking me for the pied ball python. That is the one that has a lot of white, and then there's brown or coral glow and pied, which is like a purple, yellow, orangish with the white. So they're liking a lot of that pied. And I don't have, excuse me, I don't even have one pied ball python. I'm thinking on investing on some of those. Uh, it's not too late, you know. If you have people willing to buy it and you wanted to breed it to them, you can find the snakes. There's friends that I have. If I call, they'll hook me up right away. I know in the industry they got adults. I'm sure the females that they don't want to breed anymore. They got other projects going on. They'll pass it on to me, or I just pay little bit of money, or I'll just get it from a reputable breeder, pay the full price, whatever it is, $1,200, $1,500, and get a nice healthy snake that I know I trust.
Right.
In the past, when I started buying, I have this impulse buy thing goes on sometimes, like this and discus with me. I wanted to breed discus. I bred them. I sold the babies too, but I did the same thing with the ball python. I was going on auctions and buying them, but I should have known better. I wasn't buying them for fat. Some people didn't like. They're still there, but those auctions stopped kind of. And I got some snakes, and I went and crossed it, and they gave me something. The sister and the brother, they don't look like each other. I know there's difference in between them. So something else is in there. I don't know. It's extra, which I don't. If you're doing for breeding project, you're kind of like, let's say we're cooking fettuccine alfredo. You got that cream, you got the pasta, and pretty much it, right? You don't want to mix the
Right.
red tomato sauce in there. I don't want to make red pasta. Sorry. So that's not what I'm trying to say. If you get it from the right person, they will sell you. You say you want pastel, they will sell you pastel. You want pastel Mojave, they sell you pastel Mojave. They know what they have. They've been logging it. It's their business. And I'm a small time keeper. I love the snakes. I take care of them, feed them. I have the rats. I share the rats out to a few of the reptile stores around here. You know, extra stuff, and I buy their food and bedding back, stuff like that.
Well, another question is Huawei says, my question is, how does George grow a brown mustache when it looks like the rest of his facial hair grows in gray?
It's actually not totally natural, guys. I have not painted my mustache. So George, one time I was on Dr. Black's channel. I showed my baby photos. I was blonde kid. My kid is even Dominic. He was baby blonde. So when we get older, we change. The color of the hair turns darker, but the mustache and the hair on my hands, they stayed kind of like light reddish, and it's just natural. Totally. I mean, I shave it and I'll come back the same way. And here is a lot of white turning. It's making me look older. I like the little dirty shaving, but I won't keep it any longer than this. I don't like that big hairy. Don't like it.
Dragon Lair said he sent me a link to a girl here trying to downsize her collection of balls. She had some awesome looking snakes. Oh, okay. I don't know if I'll try to grab that link now or not. Maybe when he's showing snakes, I'll do that. Let's see if I can get it without pushing the wrong button. Thank you,
Here, I'll
Greg.
show you one of them. Let's see if I can get one out.
Hey,
Hey,
Anthony.
girl. Hey, girl. Let's go say hi to YouTube, okay? Quick YouTube. Hi. Don't you attack me, huh? I'm gonna grab you anyway.
Smell that mouse on you. Rat.
Now the whole reptile.
Do you breed? Do you feed rats or mice?
Rats, and I do live.
Oh, that's pretty.
Oh yeah.
And let's see if anybody can. This is two gene. If anybody can guess what it is.
I can guess kind of what it is because I have something very similar. killer bee.
It's actually not a killer bee.
Ah,
It's not a killer bee. She has a little shed on her head. I didn't see that. I'm gonna have to show her. So,
messenger
so,
dragon lair.
so because I keep them in the living room, the living room, it's not humid. They do have shedding problems, and when that happens, it's very simple. You just put them in a plastic tub with a warm water, not hot at all, like 80-degree maybe, and soak them for half an hour, no longer. It comes right off. They'll shed really easy, and that's not a problem at all. Sometimes it happens. Like this girl right now, she does have a little shed, shedding head. The biggest thing is you don't want to leave any eye caps non-shed because that can accumulate, and it will cause it to go blind, the snake. So
Yeah.
very important. You have to look at the snake's eyes always. And so this female here, she does have a little wobble, and that's a normal thing for a genetic deformity. And it's in this gene, the spider. They
Spider.
not all of them carry it. Most of them do. Her daddy does have the wobble, but they do grow big. They do breed. They do eat. They are very heavy eaters. Nothing wrong with them. It's just a genetic deformity. So and they're fine. They've been living and people reading them. Some people don't like them. Some people do. I do. I'm one of those guys that like them because they're gorgeous snake. What's not like to like about them?
Yeah.
Just because they have a little wobble, so what? They they deserve a life.
Patrick says, is it an orange dream spider?
This is actually a bumblebee. It's just a pastel and a spider.
So what's the difference in a bumblebee and a killer bee?
Killer bee is a super pastel
That's right.
spider.
That's right.
So this is just a pastel spider.
Yep.
I have a killer clown. I know he's a killer clown. I bought him as a pastel clown. Very good deal. He's my favorite snake in there right now. Pretty
Really?
much second favorite snake, but he is a gorgeous snake.
Hey, June.
So here's one of them. Hey, go back, go back.
I'm going to listen, but I'm going to go see if I can get that link real quick. Patrick sent. Let's see.
There's another female. Let's see if you can get this one. This one's a big female. Really nice and big girl. Let me actually fix my camera. You guys can see it better. Yeah, this way is a little further. She's my favorite, one of my favorite females. But I have never bred her. Like, I never got a clutch from her.
How
She's
do
a
you
virgin girl.
how do you stimulate them to ovulate?
Well, you gotta feed them good. That they know the food's coming. You'll see the belly gets like really round, nice and
Yeah.
round right in the middle. You'll know it's ovulated. And you do want to keep putting the males in there. It eventually will happen if you really want to breed them. Keep putting males, and if you want, you can put two, three different types of males, and then you play the "Who's Your Daddy" game to get. But that's not good, and it's okay if you know what you're doing. You know. Yeah. So, any idea what this is? This is like a striped-looking snake, kind of.
It's
Oh,
a
it's
is it a
striped.
it's a GHI?
No, it's actually a lesser and leopard together. It makes this gorgeous snake,
Oh
and
wow.
it does make different varieties of it. Some of them have lines going like right here. You see? Wait. Where is it? Right there. There's a line going down. Some of them have none of that. Just a straight line on the back, none broken. And this one has a little broken line right there.
Yeah.
The rest of it is all attached. So it makes it that much beautiful, man. Look how beautiful she
Big
is.
snake.
This is a snake I named her Layla. She's a lesser leopard. So I kind of name her Layla. She's my girl.
Dragon Lair, it wouldn't send the link because it's a private group. So when I went to join the group, it's putting me through the paces of answering the questions to join. But when I clicked on the questions, it took me out of this stream. So I have to go back and get it later.
So the snake before I showed right now, the pastel bumblebee one, I bred that one. That's from her. I sold most of them. I only kept her. So I liked her because Marie liked her too. She had like a little, looks like a sword on her back of her head. So we're looking for patterns, something unique. That it's like selective breeding. That's why they're so pretty. They've been doing that for years and years. I got
Yeah,
a few more to show in a minute.
um, I don't know how many morphs there are now. They're just amazing number of them.
I
Incredible.
got white snakes, brown snakes, black snakes, but I kind of stopped. If I keep going, I can make amazing stuff. But yeah, I'm busy with Braden and Douglas. It's a lot of work. And
Yeah.
Marie's been traveling a lot, going a lot of places. She's gonna be, man. This next few months, I'm gonna be no place to put my head down. It's like super busy.
What does she do? I was trying to remember. What's her job?
It's what is it called? I don't know how to say the right word. Let her tell you in the chat. But
Yeah,
is she chatting? Is she chatting?
she was in there. Yeah.
She'll tell you. She's watching us on TV right now, big screen TV. Her and Douglas and Dominic. And today is Braden's birthday, by the way.
Oh,
But Braden has, the muscular dystrophy, the shin muscular dystrophy,
yeah.
and so we're planning on a couple of things for him to do near future. He's got a lot of fun things coming up. He just came from San Diego. I told you guys,
Yeah.
they were gone San Diego.
Hey, Susan. Yeah, Marie. What is it that you do? Your job?
I want to mention something about Saturday happening event. Has to do with reptiles and amphibians. Also, I have amphibians too. So I got dart frogs, tree frogs. It's in Fountain Valley, California. I don't know the address. I just gave the pamphlet away yesterday. I do have it. It's in the phone. Uh, but if you look up, it's the West Coast Frog something. I don't know who should I send you. It's a frog fest happening in Sun Saturday in Fountain Valley. It's in warehouse. Very, very nice. If you like dog frogs and small little geckos, tiny little ones, micro geckos, you want to be there and check them out. Marie's here. She wants to tell you.
Going to see this. Okay.
Come sit.
Oh, really?
Hey,
Hi, guys.
Marie.
Hi, Marie.
Hi.
It's easier to let you guys know this way instead of on chat.
Right.
Basically, it was a medical conference for Duchenne muscular dystrophy.
Oh, okay.
We it was a whole weekend of meeting with the pharmaceuticals for a cure, finding out what's being approved by the FDA for the new drugs for the kiddos and stuff, and just to meet other families, new families with the diagnosis
Nice.
that my boys have, and just one big family.
Nice.
Okay, what I do for work is I'm a in-home caretaker for my son. So instead of somebody coming in my home and not knowing how to handle Braden, I take care of him
Nice.
and run him to all his doctor's appointments. And my husband helps a great deal
Yeah, I know.
because there's a lot of lifting involved now because he's no longer able to walk, and it's been that way for a while. And then our younger one, Douglas, is starting to show signs of weakening. And then when he was saying, I'll be traveling again, January and February, we had two studies, brain studies on Braden, which it's in Virginia, and the Children's Hospital there, the study was they want to see how the brain functions with kids with Duchenne.
Oh,
And then me being a carrier, they did a test on me also. And now they want Douglas to do the brain study. So that's where we're going to go. And we'll be there for 1 week, come home for a week, and then we're going to be gone another week.
Hey, not only snakes have genetic problems, but I still love them. It's okay, you know. Humans can have.
She's,
We have genetic problems also. So you see
yeah,
that
oh,
with
yeah,
the snakes, it's not their fault, you know.
that's
I
right.
mean,
It happens.
Yep, we all have genetic something. And I'll
yeah.
tell you, all those pretty snakes you were showing, none of them are nearly as pretty as that woman there.
Thank you.
Marie's beautiful. Thank you, Marie, for explaining that because I'm nosy. I need to know. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's just easier to kind of squeeze in real fast and let you
yeah.
guys know. And they're always taking donations. So if you don't want to do it with us, you can go on curedushin.org and
We'll try
they
to
have a
get.
site there and stuff. It all goes to the funding for the cure.
We need to get the link in the chat too, if we can.
Sounds good. I'll give it back over to George. Talk to you
Thank
guys.
you.
I'll be in
Thank
chat.
you. Always a pleasure. No offense, George, but I enjoy that a lot more than talking to you. But anyway,
Thank you, thank you. That makes me feel better.
you understand though, right? So, well, that's good because I was thinking she was going to work conferences, and she is kind of. So, yeah,
She's
yeah,
taking care of business, bro. So she's a great mama, and it's hard, very, very hard. And but we do it, you know. And we want other people. If you're having hard time in your life, and adopt something and get your mind out of the problem you're having. Get a pet, get a snake, and focus on the positivity. Don't focus on negative things happening in your life. There is no control over those things sometimes. You
that's right.
know,
That's right.
that's it.
Don't
Get a
worry,
fish tank.
Nancy. I see Pam talking in the chat. I don't know if she says it's snowing. No, yeah, she says it's snowing there and internet's off and on. No worries, Pam. Maybe you can be on long enough to see some snakes.
Yeah,
And
few more to show.
George is showing his balls tonight, so
Here, I'm gonna show you another one. Don't worry. So this one I made a while ago. Like she's like 4 years old, I would say, and I never bred her also. Oh, you wanna come out? Okay, let me get you this one first. Yeah. Oh, she's so pretty. Come on. Hey, take it easy. So you've seen the snakes when they were babies. Now you're seeing them little older. So here's this one. This
wow.
is a dark morph. It's got the Mojave, the GHI, and it looks like writings in the back of the back.
Yeah,
So gorgeous.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Look at that junk in the trunk. Is that a female?
This is a female, yes. I brought all the females because you cannot put the males with the females. I put 4 females in a tub and I brought them out. It's a nice happy size tub. They can fit in all comfortably, and it has holes on there so they can breathe, and it's not hot in here. So if it was anywhere near 80 here, I wouldn't have brought them. It's 75, 77. Not that hot. So here's one of them. This is a female. She's pretty. Nice
Beautiful.
size. You know, if you feed them a lot, they'll grow bigger. The female will get bigger. If you feed them less, they'll slow down on their growing, but they will thrive. As long as the snake, you look in the back, you don't see the backbone,
Yeah.
you have a healthy snake. If you have see the backbone, like it's protruding out a lot, that means you have something going on. And they won't eat and they won't drink. They won't stay alive long. There's another one.
That's what they call tenting. Is that what they call tenting?
Tenting, like
A tent?
I never heard of that phrase.
I think that's what I've heard called tenting. Like throwing a tent.
A lot of people want to keep these beauties inside the fish tanks, right? You have to do a lot of research on that before you do just take a paper towel and throw them in there. They will live, and I would feed them exactly where they live. Don't take them out and put them in a box and feed them. That's an old school method. They
Yeah.
don't. Nobody does that anymore. You
Right.
feed the snake where they live,
Right.
exactly in the tub, in the aquarium, whatever you keep it. It's okay to keep him in aquarium. I see you have a bioactive one. That is a great way of keeping this snake. And you know, just make sure always take it out, soak it, make sure there's no mites coming out of them, stuff like that. Yeah,
Beautiful.
I don't think you have any problem, right, Bob? Keeping them that way.
No, I always make sure they have their hides. And depending on what kind of snake it is, like the corn snake that was missing, it was there. It was just burrowed down deep. But yeah, I make sure they can get out of the light and have their privacy.
And the back of the tail right here, you see how she's got a nice plumpy. That's how you
Yeah.
want to see him.
Yeah.
The females, the males, no. It's okay to be all one whole straight. If the male is plumpy, he is little fatty. That's all it is. But he can be straight, like not too plumpy. The males are more skinny. I have him a hobby. I feed as much as I feed him. The daddy of this guy, he's skinny. I will show him. He eats every week, but he doesn't grow big. And look, he produced beautiful baby. This is a female, by the way. Mm. All the females in the box together.
So I've got a new female, and she's been through quarantine. I've had her about a month, and I forget what she is. She's a crap. Anyway, I got her just for the simplicity of her genes, and she's a nice breeder size female, and I got her very nice personality. Got her to breed her with my blackhead pen mahogany fire. So to get her to stimulate her to ovulate, I should be putting him in with her.
Yes, and then make sure after you take him out, uh, feed her good. Don't stop feeding. That's the most important part. She
Yeah,
sees a lot of food coming, and then don't do 2 weeks. No, you when you want to breed them, you want to feed them every
yeah,
5 to 6 days, the smaller meals, and when they ovulate, slow down on the feeding, but don't stop. Make it smaller meal, so you know they're gonna pass through the eggs and everything. You gotta remember that. So you
yeah,
don't want to you can change the meals, like size of the meal. They shouldn't have no problem. Sometimes my snakes, when they don't eat big one, I'll throw a small one right away. They smack the small one.
yeah.
I learned that. I have a bunch of them. I experimented with different kind. I kept two females one time, babies together. I raised them adulthood. There was no problem. But you can't do that with the two males. They will fight. They will smack each other with the whip. They whip each other with the tail. They whip each other. And I found that in a hard way. The males fight. Somebody sold me a female, said, I swear it's a female. And that's another thing. Make sure what you're selling. If somebody wants to breed it and they want to buy it from you, don't tell a female, male say it's a female. You know, come on.
Yeah.
Know what you're doing.
Hey,
Sexing ball
Corey.
pythons are very easy if you know what you're doing. I don't want to really do this, especially with the females. I know they're females. I can definitely hurt them. So they're gorgeous. I got one more to show. The last one for the best one for the last one. That one, she's pretty nice and very expensive snake for me. It's hard to produce also because it's a
Well,
female and the whole clutch is males and only one of them came out female. I was so lucky. When she was a baby, she was worth around $600. Now she's priceless for me.
oh wow.
Yeah.
Hey Corey, that's Corey, my friend there that I volunteer with at the Ark.
Oh wow. Likely.
Corey.
Yeah, I'll pick it up.
Well, see, I had already been checking this female, feeding her good, and checking her to see if I could feel any little grapes or anything, feeling her down, and I can't feel any. Um, oh wow,
Look at this
that's a
beauty.
it's a
This is
banana.
my baby right here. She's like 5 years old or so, and I haven't bred her. I tried, but she never produced yet. I mean, I can just give her a couple more meals and try again if I want this year. But last year I didn't do it, and she's not ovulated right now, but she's pretty big and happy and healthy. And
That's
this is
a banana or a.
no, it's a coral glow. I think if I'm not mistaken, this is coral glow yellow belly. But I could be wrong. It's just a coral glow, beautiful coral glow.
It's beautiful.
Her daddy is he makes amazing snakes. Bunch of babies I sold, and I still have some that with my friend, some of the younglings. So she's a big girl.
So the bigger the female snake, the more likely they are to have a big clutch. Is that true?
Yes, yes, they will have it. They will pass it easily. Less problems with getting their egg bound. They call it egg bound. That happened with me. When you first get a snake, you're excited, you want to breed, and once they hit that 1,500 gram, you go ahead and plug them in, and they go ahead and get egg bound. You stress them, you look at it. Oh man, that happened to me one time. And the breeder that sold it to me, I went back to him, and you know what he said? He goes, "She's not worth that much money. Don't worry about her." I'm like, okay. But she passed. Eventually, she passed.
The eggs.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I've read that they can reabsorb them too.
They can if it's smaller follicles, but when the bigger eggs, no, but I don't think they
Oh, they
can.
don't. Yeah.
Yeah, no. You have to take them to the vet, and the vet, it will cost you a lot of money to get them out.
Yeah.
And that snake won't be able to breed anymore. You couldn't. That's it. It's over.
Mm.
That happened one time. One of my female genetic stripes, I literally was walking down the street with her. I was taking her to the pet store to give it to them for free. And I was like, another kid walking out, like, cool snake. I'm like, yeah. He's like, can you take care of it? He's like, yeah, I know. I have another one. I'm like, really? You sure? I gave it to him right in front of the pet store
Wow.
because she was just a pet for me. She was big too, big
Yeah.
snake like this one.
Yeah.
And yeah, she was just a pet. I don't really wanted to keep just the pet snakes. Some of them right now they've been few years like that, taking care of them, cleaning them, watering them. But I can breed them anytime I want. They're big and healthy. You can see.
I was going to ask about the water. I've lately, instead of been keeping larger water bowls that I have to clean more often, I've been keeping smaller but an ample amount of water. And I'm just missed a couple of times a day to really, accentuate the humidity. And they seem like they're just as happy with that. It's a lot less work.
They come from Africa, right?
Right.
And they stay in the floor of the jungle. They burrow in a hole, and their natural environment is a hole. So they don't care about being inside the aquarium with a bunch of branches and stuff. They want to
Right.
be cozy somewhere, like they literally go underneath the paper. I put the paper, they go under the paper. They want to
Right.
feel comfortable. As long as they feel comfortable, they'll eat. They're not stressed out. They're good. If you stress them up, like right now, when I take them in, I can't go offer them food. It's not gonna happen. So I will give them a day. They'll, oh, we're back in where we were. He's not messing with us anymore. We'll eat. So they're little. You gotta understand your animals. Sometimes they don't eat. It could be a problem, or just they are fasting. They do fast. The snakes sometimes take 6 months break, but
Yeah.
don't stop feeding them. That doesn't mean that 6 months is good, healthy for them. No, offer them the food every week. 20 minutes later, make sure that rodent's not gonna bite them. You're watching it, and take it out. If it's eating it, that's good. If not, take it out. Next week again, try again. Next week, try again until they eat. So that's how take care of them, keep them healthy.
Well, I'm excited. I'm going to put my big male in with this big female and see how they do. She's a
And
lot bigger. She's
you're sure
bigger
that
than him.
pair? Just asking.
Sure that what?
Are you sure they are a pair?
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure he's a male, and I'm sure she's a female. Yeah, because they were both sexed right in front of me. So
Perfect, perfect, perfect.
Pam says her internet keeps beeping off.
So I sex them when they're younger, when they're adults, not like the females, not easy to sex. So that's why we know what they are, right? I know I have my females are where they are and my males. I know all of the things. And so when they're younger, you can bend the tail and push a little bit, and the amphibians will come right out, two of them, and the female won't have it. So the male about 6 months old, you can still do it. You'll see if he has the sperm plugs and stuff. Right on the coleca, you bend it a little bit, you push it. There's a way of doing it. You got to know.
Yeah,
Uh, I'm experienced. I've learned the hard way. Not I never hurt a snake, but I did a lot. This again and again and again, and I learned. It's fun to know things like that because people looked at me first time. They're like, "Who is this guy? What does he know?" I've been
right.
keeping snakes, the ball pythons, since 2001. That's 20 years. That's how much I know about them. I kept them first. My local fish store told me to keep them in a paper in an aquarium. Yes, they had mites. They came from Africa. When I found out, I learned about them. I took those two back to the local fish store, gave it to them, said, I don't want those anymore. And I got rid of the aquarium. I went and spent $3,000 for the rack system. That's the first thing came. And then I went and bought each snake every month, took payments, 1,000 here, 500 there, and I bought one by one for years, and I started breeding them. In the beginning, it wasn't easy. After that, it got easy. I learned how to figure out how much follicles they have, how far along they are. It's better to have the ultrasound machine to ultrasound them. That way, you will know what's going on, 100%. But that's an extra $2,000-3,000 I can afford.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No way. What about weighing those? Do you weigh them, or you just kind of eyeball them?
So I haven't bred them. If you are gonna breed, they are saying 1,500 grams, but don't go by that. Uh, Go by the age. If your females are 2 years old, 3 years old, perfect. 1,500, 1,600, 2,000, 2,500 grams are perfect to breed. But if they lose their weight, that's why I'm saying after copulation, don't stop feeding them. Keep feeding them, keep feeding them. They slow down and give them smaller rats. So do not stop feeding them. But don't give them bigger rats because the eggs get bigger in the stomach and won't pass, right? It can
Right.
cause problems.
Yeah.
So be careful with that. Just smaller rats could offer mice if you really want. It will pass through them. It will imagine smaller, tinier rats. They shiver up and they got in the stomach. They can pass it easily.
They're saying in the chat, several people that California is going to have the hottest summer on record this year. They're predicting.
I have AC in the rooms, guys. So
No, sir.
The fish here, I'm planning on doing the foam, which I did this back wall, and the roof is gonna be next, and the other walls. So we hope it doesn't get too hot. By the way, it got 91 the other day in the room. I checked the temperature of the tanks; they were 82, and afternoon it went down really fast. It was from 91 down to 63, 64 fast, and it was okay. So at night, I have it open, cool. I think I can live with it.
Yeah.
I like hot, by the way. I don't like the cold. You get sick, and
Yeah. I saw some, I forget what python it was now. I saw it on Morph Market last night, but they're really pricey. They start about 400 and go up to a couple thousand. They're gold and they have like an iridescence on them, and their heads were black. Um, were they white lip pythons? I can't remember, but they sure were pretty. There's just so
also
many.
there are different types of pythons. They're not both pythons. The
No.
other pythons that I actually they're not pythons. They're called boas. The ones that I really really wanted, and if I wouldn't have the ball pythons, I would have those boas. And they are the Colombian uh, rainbow boas. They're very 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 expensive. Each one goes around 2,500 bucks.
Wow.
Yeah, they're not cheap. They're gorgeous. They got that iridescent. Some of my
Hmm.
ball pythons do have that iridescent on them, but nothing like that. The Colombian red, the boa I'm talking about. It's not the red tail. I'm talking about the red. It's a nice red boa. It has beautiful pattern on it, and I don't have any because I have ball pythons. If I
Yeah.
wouldn't have the ball pythons, I would have those.
So you're not going to ever try corn snakes, or have you tried them
I
before?
had corn snakes. I bred
Oh,
a
okay.
lot, a lot, a lot. I couldn't even sell them. $5 they wouldn't buy. Now it went up to hundreds of dollars. So don't you think I regret not having them? Yes, but I don't have them.
Yeah.
I had many more, hundreds. My my Facebook photos, I have them all. I mean, I have them to show you. Literally, they're easy to. They're the easiest. The colubrids are very easy and fun too.
Yeah.
Not for kids, guys. I like the milk snakes a lot. The ones that Brian Barchak's have them, really pretty red and white and yellow and black. They look like a venomous snake, but they're milk snakes. Those are really my favorites, and they're in hundreds, right? $500-600 each.
I saw my Pueblan milk snake last night. I had put two adult sized mice in, and I came back in 10 minutes and they were gone. And I thought, you must be pretty big. So I started unstacking rocks, and he is big, but I
So
never see him unless I go look for him.
another snake I kept up, they call them sand boas. They're like noodles. They get like maybe that big.
Yeah.
That's like 2 foot long. They're nice and thick. When they're babies, they're so cute, but they're snappy and their bites are painful. And what they do is they hide under that coconut stuff, like what is it called? Shell, some kind of a shell you use for them, or bedding. They hide underneath and they wait for the prey. The minute you put a rat baby, which you have to feed them rat babies, and they get up and they eat it. And so imagine you trying to grab one of those, your finger's gone. So
Yeah.
I kept some and never bred them. Uh, they were fun, and I do like the other snakes. What do they call them? Those are back vein venomous.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's the name of that one? Very pretty
Real,
snakes. They
real
have
fine. The
they have a bunch of
hognose.
hognose. Yes,
Yeah.
those are really cute. But because they're venomous, I can't have anything venomous. Nothing because of the children.
Yeah. They say their venom though is just like not even a bee sting, not even that
I
much.
I'm allergic to bee sting. I can't have them either.
Yeah, me too.
They can cause problems. I was told.
You're talking about in the chat that Amazon's been compromised and everybody should be changing their passwords. It's a big data breach. It's not good.
Wifey, you heard that? Change your password, please.
She's probably watching it in there.
Mm-hmm.
That it'll be hitting the news soon.
We are Amazon Prime members. I mean, Amazon, they make so much money. They should protect their assets, you know.
Yep.
They shouldn't be letting this stuff happen. Even if it happens, they should have security top notch.
My brown house snake is interested in one of the cats laying on top of its tank. It's looking right at it, raised up, looking at her. She's only about 500 times bigger around than the snake is. It's funny. What do you
Somebody,
think?
somebody just came in here before Bob gets me out of the screen, and we got about what 10 minutes left.
We got
Anybody
as
want to
long
speak?
as we have as long
Anybody?
as you need. Yeah.
Anybody wants to take a last look at any of the snakes that brought out? Let me know.
You don't have Pam's out there, do you?
No, she's inside. And I just got her back yesterday, Bob. I want to leave her alone for a few days and offer her a meal. She's kind of like still small.
Yeah.
And
Equifax. What was the third one again? I think I was looking up something or something, and I didn't see the third one.
the
You held
third
up.
one, I believe it was this one, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mahogany.
No, it's actually a GHI Mojave, which is the one Pam and that same father this one to the GHI mom that I have. And she throws beautiful snakes, crazy looking ones.
Sketty Nana said, show them again. Sure, I missed the beginning.
Oh, yeah, I'll show everyone.
Yeah.
This is the GHI Mojave.
What a pretty face.
This is the bumblebee.
Big snakes.
There's the banana.
Oh, she made you a turban, kind of.
And here's the last one is lesser leopard. Okay. She made a turban. Okay, we're going back. Relax. Okay. You see how cool they are? They don't bite nothing.
No.
I mean, they can't get any funner than that. I don't see. Okay, she doesn't want to get back in there. And by the way, I have them right here inside this big tub. And they have holes on there, a lot of holes.
Yeah.
And it's not hot in here. Just to show you guys. That's what I soak them into. I keep them in there for half an hour in the warm water because the humidity is not too high in there. You can put peat moss and soak it. I think it's just gonna absorb pee and poop. It's gonna make a mess. Instead of the better way to get that coconut fiber stuff they use, it's expensive.
Yeah.
And you have to clean it, spot clean.
Right.
And once a month you have to change it. You know, still gotta change the whole thing and wash it, everything. Paper works perfect, but spray bottle you gotta spray them every time they're shedding or soak them into the.
I like paper a lot more for the leopard geckos and stuff like that.
Why you're always yelling? I am terrified of snakes. Totally terrified of snakes. Yes, but not the ball pythons. I love those guys, but it's like a dog. I'm terrified of dogs. I own a dog, but certain dogs like a Rottweiler, I don't want to get near those. Or a German Shepherd, or a big Doberman. You know? No. That's not me. But I always face my fears. You have to. I'm a dog. I have to do it.
Do you think it's better to put the male with a visit with the female or the female a visit with the male?
No, so to breed them, take the male, put it with the female, or and then keep an eye. If you can watch them, see them visually, when they go at each other and they start doing their thing, leave them alone. She'll poop, by the way, to make the hormones go in the tank. He'll go crazy. He'll start rubbing on top, and then they'll get their tail at each other, same level, and then all of a sudden you see some alien stuff happening. They get locked up just like this. You won't see nothing else. They'll be like this. Or leave them alone until they're no longer, their tails are apart. That when their tails are apart, you can take him out and put him back in his cage. And then you want to repeat that again in about another week or so, you can go ahead and do it. But please keep feeding him and feed her. Don't let them stop eating. Once sometimes the males lock up, they stop eating. They want to breed again. They want to breed again. But they learn that you're not. If they stop eating, don't breed them anymore, please.
Well, they're not going to lock up. This is just a first meeting, and she hasn't
They
ovulated. I'm just trying to get her to ovulate. And
they will lock up. But anytime you put them together, the boy is gonna
really,
try to lock up. Yes,
oh my gosh,
and that would help actually with ovulation.
I didn't know that.
It will make her like, oh, there's a male out here. Oh, okay, let's do
I
it.
haven't read that anywhere. All the reading I've done. Okay.
Me, I was told by other breeders.
Well, I'm going to see if they'll get busy here right after this.
Males can breed at 6 months, younger sometimes five,
Yeah,
6 months.
he's 2
Uh,
and she just turned 3. So,
Beautiful size. 3 years old is perfect. How much she weighs?
I weighed her when I first got her, but I've forgotten. But her weight is good enough. She's a couple of 100 grams over what she should be, but I don't remember exactly. And she's grown too in the last month.
Just make sure she's like 1,500 and over.
Yeah, I think
1,500.
she's 1,600. 16 something is what she
And
was.
3 years old, 1,600 grams. That's good.
I wondered if she had been bred this year already. She's not thin, but she's not fat either. I went ahead and got her because she was so sweet and such a nice looking snake too. I wish I could remember what she is. It's a pastel something.
Show me photos. I might be able to help you with us.
Huh?
Show me some photos. I might be able to help you with some of the
I
more.
can show you her. She's sitting right here in front of me. Hold on. Oh. Huawei, don't you watch where you're looking, Huawei, while I'm standing up. I know Huawei. Come here, little girl. Come on, little girl. She was on Pam's stream the other night, and she sat for just a couple hours around my neck. I didn't know she would do that.
That looks like a pastel Mojave to me from right now.
It's not a Mojave. Get down. Get down.
What is it? Maybe pastel. Wow.
I'll have to.
It's not. What is it called? What's the other one? What's the other one called?
She loves the
I have
camera.
one of those.
Here she comes. She loves the camera.
It's not a special, right?
No. She's very simple gene. She's just a pastel.
Not a lesser.
No. I'll have to look back when I first got her. I talk about her a couple of videos
And
back.
it almost looks like a Mojave, but it's not.
No, she's not a Mojave. She's a good girl. I know that. She's a real good girl. Hey, baby.
So she's a co-dominant gene, right?
Yes.
Two co-dom. Pastel is a co-dominant, and whatever she, I think I have one of those females, but it's not the special. What is it? It's another one. I gotta go in the house to remember. Let me walk in there really quick, but it might be later. I have to shut my camera. Hold on.
I should put what they are on their tanks or on their habitats. What was she, Mike? I talked about her, and
Yeah, I don't
Andy,
remember either.
Bob is showing us his balls. Pam, you should remember because she was on your show. Tell her, Marie. Marie said, I hope not. Talks to his balls a lot. I do. Especially this girl because she's a sweetheart. Look at that. Look at that. I hate it when I can't remember. I remember somebody named her Orchid in Pam's chat. This is Aquaballs. You should have seen Bob dip his balls in paint and roll him around on paper. No, it's a new paint technique, Marie. I just put the little balls down in some gesso paint and then pour them out with a fork and let them roll around on the art paper and draw lines. Butter pastel. Yes, thank you, Jenny Lynn. Butter pastel. Yeah, she's a butter pastel. And a very sweet girl. Where you going? Uh-oh, here she comes. Here she comes. Thank you, Jenny Lynn. Well, see, George, it's a butter pastel. Jenny Lynn remembered. He's putting those other guys up. Jenny Lynn's fixing to get another corn snake, I believe. Do you know that you probably saw Sarah posted, Jenny Lynn, that she's still, Sarah's snake shop, she posted that she's still got that unique female with the zigzag pattern. I can't believe it. She posted it yesterday. Nobody's bought it. Oh, big yawn. Big old yawn. Good girl. So does that make her a butterball? Pam, get in the car. Can you hear me, George? It's a butter pastel. You saw it. I don't know why she likes the camera, but she really does. She's over
Bob,
there.
I heard you actually. You said it's a butter pastel. That was Pam's snake I was showing the last one. Let me just change my
Oh, I
camera.
didn't see it.
Yeah. Inside the TV was on, and I didn't want the volume to cross, the YouTube to YouTube.
Gotcha.
That's
Yeah.
why I muted my voice. Butter pastel is like almost like Mojave. So butter to butter
Right.
will make a beautiful white snake with blue eyes. They call them Lucy's.
I've got a Lucy right beside her in the habitat beside her.
So what's that Lucy made like with?
I can't remember what she's made from. I'll have to look and see. I know several different things make them.
Female Lucy too?
Yes, she's a female.
That's a nice, very nice.
I paid a pretty good bit for her. Not a
So,
huge amount, but
so Lucy's
this
are super ball pythons, right?
yes. This girl balls like to squeeze, but she's a really good squeezer. Oh my gosh, she gives the best neck rubs ever. Neck massages.
I hope everybody enjoyed the little show of ball pythons.
Oh, I did. It was beautiful. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anytime.
Oh, and we did go over what an hour, but we're not matched up against any fish fam. I don't know about reptile people. So, but yeah,
I
yeah.
haven't been going live for a while. It's okay. I can stay longer.
Bob, don't squeeze your balls too hard. Huawei worries too much about everybody else's anatomy, you know? But very nice. Thanks, Nona. She said, thanks, George. Nona
You're
did,
welcome.
showing them all again. All right. Thank you, George, so much.
Thank you
Anybody
for
have
having me on.
any last question or comment, or
No, he answered one I had.
what was your question?
So you prefer mice or rats?
Ah, okay.
I prefer to feed them mouse or rat.
Uh-huh.
Rat.
Yeah.
Because why? Because mouse are not easy to breed. They eat each other's babies. They you can't house them together. I can put 7 female rats pregnant. They all take care of each other's babies. Nobody eats them, and they can be in a big tub, all 7 of them. And I'll have like 50, 60 baby rats. I'm not joking. I can show them to you. Like they can go that crazy.
Communal. Rats are smart, Nana said.
The
Yeah.
rats are way like I don't know, easier, and
They
they don't
used
bite me.
they used to say that they were more nutritious than mice, but I'm hearing maybe not so much more now. I don't know.
Really?
You never see frozen, or I never see frozen rats for sale. I'm sure they have them.
Oh, they have frozen rats for sale.
Yeah.
There is a website sells them. Only thing I haven't fed frozen because one little thing they used to say, you know, the rats have, let's say, especially for your babies, they have their mom's milk in them. And when you're freezing it, that can doesn't have the bacteria that the live one has. It's better for your snake, health wise. There you go, cooperate with that one. So that's why I never fed. It's not good to feed live. If you're not watching, if you throw and walk away, it's bad. You can get snakes hurt. 100%. You would get. You can even lose them. Uh, One time accident happened. One of the rats did bite my snake's tail, and then she healed. I still have her, but yeah, that's not good. After that, I always kept an eye. 20 minutes they don't eat, I'll take them out right away.
You Tommy boy. Yeah, this Brazilian rainbow boa.
That's the one I like. That's the one I like.
Well, it won't eat a rat when you first put it in. It wants it to be in there a while, and then it wants to just be real stealthy and let it walk all over it. And so a couple of times I've just gone on to bed and left the rat in there. They'll be gone the next day. But
Wow.
I hate to do it, but he won't eat it right away, or she won't.
Do you like the green tree pythons at all? Those
I think
pretty
they're beautiful. Yeah, they're beautiful. I know Mike and I both thought about those for a while.
expensive, and the only reason I never have them because of they are like very heavy eaters, and they got those big teeth. Did you see my photo the other day I showed you?
Yes,
That one was gonna kiss it. Big
yes.
teeth. I don't want to get bit with that.
Mm-mm.
Oh.
That hits an artery. Your history. Tourniquet time. Yeah, you and Anthony were at a fish show or a reptile show.
This Saturday, yes, I might be meeting Dr. Anthony.
Oh, cool. That'd
Yeah,
be awesome.
finally. I'm gonna be at the actual reptile event, and I'll be there when they open up 10 o'clock. They open 10,
Nice.
they close at 3 o'clock.
Nice. Tell him hello from all of us. That's awesome. I'm going to drive down toward Atlanta. It's Marietta, Georgia, to the Repticon Saturday, and I'm going by myself. Unless Ed hears this and wants to go or something, I'm just wanting to go off by myself for a day. And
I
I'm
might
not
come
planning
back
just
with them.
supplies, frozen food and stuff like that. But you never know. I do have 2 empty habitats.
Yeah. I want those little micro geckos, Bob. They're so beautiful. Oh wow! I will do footage when I go Saturday. You won't believe how beautiful they are. They're tiny, like this tiny, micro. They call them micro geckos, and they're not cheap. They're like $95 each one,
Are
200 and
those
something.
are those the little blue ones?
No, there's different colorations of them. So
Oh,
the one I really really like, it's got the stripey, look like a leopard gecko, but it's not. It's got the little stripe on the tail with the red. Uh, the male has red on it. When
right.
they're younger, when they get adult, the red loses away, goes away.
If I happened upon some of those collared lizards that weren't real expensive, but they are, I would pick up a pair of those. But they're really pretty.
Tiki has some right now, 14.99. They are Texas lizard. They're blue tail, orange body, beautiful dots of blue all over. They
Yeah,
call them Texas lizards. They're like 14.99, cheap. They eat crickets pretty much, and you keep them in a drier environment. You have to keep the water and mealworms and all that.
see how good she is. She just stays and stays. Now I think she's reaching toward the back of the chair. I spoke to her soon.
You got the snake on your neck. That's cool.
Yeah, she's been on there a few minutes. Come here,
I
sis.
love I love putting that lesser leopard. And one time she was like getting. I'm like, no, no, you come out, you come out.
Yeah, it feels great if you have a stiff neck. Or she loves the camera. Look at that.
I think they feel our heartbeats too when they're on our neck.
Those
Because
carotid arteries. Yeah,
remember, the snake, the feel, it's all from their bones on the bottom where they're walking. Their feeling is all there. It all goes through their body. So our arteries are right here, bro. You can touch it and feel your own heartbeat. I know the snake's feeling it. And the warmth of your neck too, they love that. But they're not killing us. They're not, they know they size you. Come on, you're not food. They can't eat you. They're not gonna kill you.
right.
Don't be scared of them. They're not gonna choke you to death. That doesn't happen with the ball pythons.
No, she's not that strong. I
I
think
think
the little house snake is stronger than these guys.
I think the reason they actually tighten up because they are afraid of falling down. So they're gripping more.
Sure. She's trusting me there to hold her up. She's pretty. Somebody traded her in,
That
and
one's pretty big.
they may have done it at that event. So that's one reason I really quarantined her for a full 2 weeks. But she
You,
only eats live, and I haven't been able to entice her off of it. But that's okay.
nice sight, Bob. What you plugging it into with again?
The the blackhead pin mahogany fire.
Woo!
Yeah,
Oh man, good
yeah.
luck, bro. Good
I
luck. You're
just
gonna
I
have
just
fun.
I just basically wanted something really simple like this. Not that she's not a gorgeous snake and great personality plus, but I just wanted something to get his genes going with,
Nice.
to get him started. Yep, you'll make some beautiful babies.
So whenever
Mom.
you're gonna have eggs, you're gonna need one of these, Bob.
Oh, to cut the eggs open,
This is a stainless steel. The tip is like very not sharp. You see,
blunted. Yeah, yeah,
right? So what you do is you clip the top of the snake's skin, the egg, and then you can just go in a little bit and then cut it. It's a special scissors for that.
count the days. Now, what is the thing about keeping the eggs laying the right same way, like the one way up all the time, or something?
Oh, so whenever she lays, she'll have them all wrapped around. You're supposed to bring a towel, put it on her very carefully. I mean, unless she's a sweetheart, you're saying, even though that you're gonna take her babies, she knows that you're taking it, she can snap at you just to scare you. So if that is the case, it's better to like put the towel, grab her, unwrap her, make sure the eggs don't turn. If they do turn by mistake, right away candle them. The veins have to be upward. You'll see. Uh, you have to always the snake egg, any reptile eggs. The way you take it, the way you put it down, don't turn them because they got air bubble. The embryo will drown inside.
Oh, that's what it is, the air bubble.
Oh, you're
Okay,
taking off. Love you. You guys be safe. Bye bye.
gotcha.
Okay.
All right, George. Well, I
Marie's
can sit
taking
here
the
and ask
bubble.
questions all evening. I've got a million questions. But I'm glad that I brought that up about putting them together because I've been checking her every 2 or 3 days, letting her relax and feeling down her abdomen and on down. And of course, there's nothing there yet. But when I have him out, I haven't put him in there, but she must smell him because she looks over here. It's only a couple feet away. She gets excited and she stares, and I think she recognizes that he's a snake. Surely
Just
does.
observation. The key is just make sure they're not going crazy inside. They're hitting each other with their tails. One doesn't want to be next to each other. Like they're running away from each other. It'll be like a big old a mud war. Like a I don't
Yeah,
want to say something bad, but it'll be like a little fight in there. If that happens, just take them back, give them break, and then bring them back later.
I was watching on Snake Discovery how she was putting the pairings together a couple weeks ago, and that was the hognose snakes mostly. They started with a bunch of them, but when they would put them together, when they vibrate their tails, that meant, oh, that's cool. We're on a date now or whatever. So I don't know if these guys do anything similar, but
They kind of do something close to that, but they don't vibrate. They like their little tail in the back goes upwards, and they start shaking it. They release hormones, I believe, and they
so
smell. Their sense of smell is very, very strong. They have the Jacobson organ, like
yeah.
any other lizards, and you know how that works. They every flicker of the tongue, they're smelling the air.
Um, I wish I had her. She's only in a 20 long, and he's in a 40 breeder. Um, but that should be enough room for them to move around. But I wish I had her in the bigger
Oh
tank.
yeah, Bob, you
I'm
see how I have them in the tubs? That's not even like 20, 30 gallon, maybe. Yeah, that's about 40 gallon width, but the height is like that much, not much. It's 7 by what is that called? 7 by 10, I think it's called. 7 by 10 by 5 or 6 inches.
she's just so much fun to hold. I could sit for hours and just interact with her because she's not trying to get away and she doesn't hide either.
Quick breeding tip. Whenever you see your female is in the cool side where the ball is, sometimes they wrap around the ball. That means she is actually ready, wanted to breed. Oh, that is gorgeous. Does she hang out where the cool side is? The water bowl?
She mostly stays where the on the warm end.
So whenever they're more ovulated, they go to the cool side. They're wanted to breed.
Okay.
That's another breeding tip.
Yeah. She stays on the warm side. I hardly ever see her on the cool side.
You can always put them together. It won't hurt nothing.
Yeah. I, I'm gonna put him in there in a little bit. He's asleep, but I'm gonna get him up and let him have a little visit. Yeah. I just wanted you to see how big she is.
You heard of JRJ reptiles?
Who?
JRJ. I wish I can have Javier up here. His name is Javier. Him and his son they love the ball pythons, and he has bunch of nothing but ball pythons. He's my friend. He lives up close to me. Uh, JRJ. Check him out on Instagram. I don't know if he's on YouTube. I mean,
Jake.
he is on YouTube. He is on YouTube, but
Yeah.
he does show the stuff.
We need to ask him to come up. The cod
Yeah,
father.
I mean, this guy has a lot of snakes. He will sell them. If you want to buy stuff, I recommend you. He will hook you up too because you know me.
All
Yeah,
right. All right, George. I'm gonna
I'll I'll,
let you
I'll
go. I'm
send him
sorry.
an email. Let him know that we are interested in hearing what he has to say.
I will. All right. Thanks, Mike, and
Yep.
thanks, George, for being on so long, and thanks, panel, and thanks, mods, especially Huawei. He found that link Maria had, so it's been on there too. So awesome. And we will see you all. Let's see. Pam has a stream Saturday night. She's still doing takeover for Blackie right now, and then and that's the art stream. I'm an artist now too, George. Did you know that?
Mhm.
I'm an artist, yeah. And my first piece has been bought by Rack Cross. See that? My first piece, Rack bought it. It was a pity buy, but he bought it.
Nice.
Um, and then Sunday we have our Tennessee Fish Mafia. So we will see you all at those. Do you have any streams scheduled, George or Mike?
I have something I'm gonna make a video about. It's the fan that I got received in the mail from a company. That's the only thing I need to work on immediately. And I want to hang out more like this. I enjoy hanging out with my friends, but on my channel, I don't know if it. Sometimes it doesn't work out, so
Yeah,
I don't know coming back.
I can't do it without a couple of people up here with me. I just can't carry it by myself. Too boring and can't watch the chat close enough and that kind of stuff. So, all right. Thanks, everybody. Thanks again, George. Love it.
Later, guys.
Good night, everybody.